Hello, my name is Sade Graves, and I am an instructional lead for digital innovation. Today, I'm getting a little bit of practice with Screencastify, and I thought, what a better way to start with 10 ways to rev up your reading culture in your school. As a former librarian, I find it very important that students are reading every day. I know everybody knows that the research shows that 20 minutes a day is optimal for students to be able to keep progressing as readers. So it should be a part of everyone's school to promote the reading culture. It may be a little bit difficult nowadays with so much presented to students in digital mediums that kids don't want to actually pick up a book. So I've tried to come up with some digital ways to engage students and promote the reading culture in your school. So I'm going to keep my presentation in edit mode because I'm going to be going back and forth between the presentation and some websites that I found along my journey to find these 10 ways to rev up your school's reading culture. And so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. The first way that I thought was really cool was to use Bitmojis. I love Bitmojis. So you can use a Bitmoji to make a poster that you display prominently for the students to see in order to show them and share with them what you are currently reading. I think it's important that we show them that we read as well. The reading never stops. Even when you're an adult, you still read for pleasure and read for purpose, such as reading to learn. So I always want to make sure that I let students know this is what Miss Graves is reading for pleasure. This is what Miss Graves is reading in order to learn something new. To create this Bitmoji, I just added the add-on through the Chrome store for Bitmoji, and I copied and pasted it into my slide. And then I put like a black rectangle over the book that the Bitmoji was holding in her hand. And then I just covered it up with a screenshot of a book cover from Amazon. So if you made something like this, then you could print it out and hang it up, or you could just show it to the kids using the smartboard. I'm sure there are other ways that you can display it, maybe on the TVs in the school that you have. Any other things that you can think of, it would be just something good that the kids would get engaged with. The second way that I decided would be a good way, and my students always love this, is Storyline Online. And I'll just show you the website. It is really cool. It has readings of many different books that are popular with the students. Many different people read the books. I know one of the last ones that we listened to when I was in the library was The Hula Hoop Queen, and Oprah Winfrey actually read that to the students. And, it gets a good discussion going on about who those people are that are reading it. So it kind of is twofold. They get to listen to a story, which I actually just read an article showing that kids are never too old to be read to. So that is wonderful. This can be for all ages. And also, it gets them talking about who are the people in the video. It might be somebody important. The third way, this was really cool to me. I know a lot of people have seen or used Facebook Live or Instagram Live. And so, if the school would like to use the school's Facebook page or their Instagram page, if they have both, and use the live capability to stream a nightly bedtime story to the students, I'm sure that parents and students both would appreciate that. And that combines the digital world, social media, with the love of reading. And that's just awesome to me. The fourth way that we can use digital tools along with some traditional mediums is to host reading tournaments using Kahoots or Google Forms. One that I found online that was set up really well was by Fifth in the Middle. This is a blog that I go to from time to time. And it goes in detail on how they set up the bracket for the Book Madness. And then also it shows how students nominated the books and how they were able to vote for the books once a pair matchup was coming up. So if you want to learn more about that, which I thought was really a great way to promote a school-wide reading culture, you can visit that webpage via the link in this slideshow. Let's move right along to slide 6, which is the fifth way, gamify reading. A lot of our students are really into games. They really love to play video games. They like to play Some Dog or any of those other learning games. So if we can find a way to gamify reading in order to get their attention and make it fun for them, that would be just awesome. So 3 ways that I said would be to use leaderboards to show those students who have logged the most independent reading minutes, to give badges to students when they log a certain amount of independent reading minutes, and to use levels or challenges or progress bars to make it fun. It doesn't have to be something that's not fun for them. These are some images of badges or levels that I found when I was perusing Pinterest to find some things that go along with this slideshow. I really like the one that has like the reading apprentice, the knight, the ninja, because that gives them things to aspire to and shows that they are always growing as learners. We want to stay in that growth mindset. Next, when I taught language arts about 10 years ago. One of the things that I always used in my class was a reading log. And at the beginning of the year, you would be so gung-ho on using this reading log. You really wanted it to be something that you did all year. But as time went along and you had district assessments and state assessments and more things that were mandated and more things that took precedence over these reading logs, they kind of faded away. So now what I really like is with Google Forms, you can put a Google form on your school website or on your classroom webpage, maybe even a Google site that you make, and students can log their independent reading minutes using this form. It doesn't have to be a piece of paper that they turn in. And something that I really like about that is all of your results will go into a Google Sheet. And so at the end of the day, all you are assessing is one form that is digital. You don't have to carry home a pack of papers with you to read. You can really just see who completed their reading log for the day, how many minutes did they read, and what are their comments about what they read. So that was pretty good. So that's something I think should be utilized, or not should be, but can be. Next, I've been seeing a lot of people use Flipgrid or Seesaw to record book reviews. This allows students to, listen to what their peers have to say about a book. As a librarian, I know that kids can be hesitant and always want to read the same thing. They're not open to new books other than the ones that they like Dork Diaries or Diary of a Wimpy Kid or Captain Underpants. But maybe if they hear their peers talking about something in a Flipgrid video or a Seesaw video, then maybe that might make them curious and want to read that book as well. So that is another idea. And then next, I have Google Lit Trips. Sorry, Google Lit Trips. There are thousands of these on. I won't say thousands. I'll say about 1,000 on this webpage that is embedded into the slide, and it will take kids on a tour of places and things that are important to the book. So just watch that video there and it will tell you about Google Lit Trips and how to download them and have access to them. This last one that I have here for you is Novel Effect. It is so cool. You get a picture book and you settle in to have story time with your students, and they're expecting to have a regular reading log, a regular read aloud, but it adds sound effects and it really draws the kids into the reading of the story. So for the last thing, what I would like for you all to do is tell me number 10. I got to number 9. You tell me a way that you can think of to use digital tools in promoting your reading culture.